waiting for. So I've arrived at the buzzing Borough market. Here to hopefully get a bit of tropical fruit today. Maybe some cheese, maybe some ham and bread, not too much because I've got quite a bit of walking to do. It's a glorious day, it's Sunday of course. If you're ever in London, they're not open on Mondays, but I think they're open otherwise 6 days a week. So it's well worth a visit. And my first visit today is Raya, which is the tropical fruit stall. Some idea of what they've got today before I stop the video and choose some fruit. Boxes of longhorns, baby kiwi, custard apples. It's not cheap here, but what they do have is stuff you can't get anywhere else, like cacao pods, jackfruit, sour sops. So we will see what we're going to get today. I'm not going to go too mad. Might get some snake fruits. Oh, we've got some jujube. Don't know if it'll be Chinese or Thai ones, but we'll pick some and taste them at home. 4 rock oysters and a couple of cherry stone clams and a prosecco, glass prosecco as my Sunday treat here at Borough Market. Sunday the 24th I'm filming this. It's not as busy as it normally is here. Possibly people have gone to the Notting Hill Carnival. I wouldn't be surprised. Actually makes it a bit more pleasant to walk around when it's not super busy. Pretty much every produce under the sun available here for people interested. Vegan, vegetarian, pure carnivore, whatever you want, pescatarian, whatever you want, you can get it. I'm not going to hang around here too long today, but I just thought like people might like to see some of the things available. Like cakes, breads, fresh fish, anything you want really. Very popular on a Sunday with tourists. So while I was at Borough Market in the vicinity, thought I'd come have a quick look and see how the London avocado Julienne is doing. Looking pretty healthy. I think it's been reduced in height a couple of times. It used to be taller than this. I guess it got to just too large for the area. Looking very healthy, lots of new brown leaves on it. I have had a look, can only see just 2 or 3 avocados high up that you won't see on the camera. Might be that it's short of, might not have flowered or set much this year for whatever reason. But looking lovely and healthy. Little bit of dieback here and there, nothing too much. Stem's looking very healthy. What a lovely tree. It's nice to see it still looking healthy. As I said, very few avocados, only 1 or 2. But I thought it was worth stopping and taking a video before I head off to the Chelsea Physic garden. As I said, it's about probably about 25 feet tall. Oh, funny enough, so there's no avocados. Look. There's a couple on the floor there, would you believe? Look at that. Rock hard, not going to be edible. Looks like something's had a chew, like a squirrel or something, or a rat, but they didn't find it very palatable. Still interesting to see. It's quite smooth skins, a little bit smoother than I'd expect it has to be. It's green tinged with a sort of turning darker as it ripens, but as I said, it's probably has parentage, but the skin's quite smooth on it, so I'm not totally sure. Interesting. Hadn't seen one on the floor before. As I said, it probably is a Hass parentage, but being a seedling, it could be a mix. Could be a mix of varieties, but lovely to see it looking healthy anyway. Wonderful. And then I'm going to head off to the Chelsea Physic garden. So I'm on my way to the Chelsea Physic garden, and I thought I'd just stop and have a look at the Feijoa that's on, or pineapple guava that's on Blackfriars Bridge. Not really got any fruit sets on it. I suspect it's because it's too dry. I mean, it's flowered, but normally this one's earlier than my one, and none of the embryo fruits have started swelling, and it's the end of August, so I would think there's a couple up there that are like pea-sized, but I mean they're nothing like I've got on my own plant, so it does seem to me that the lack of hydration, although the plant's quite healthy, the lack of hydration is obviously a major problem, or lack of irrigation. Yeah, I mean these fruits are not going to do anything at all. Even the ones that are higher up are tiny. But I thought I'd stop and have a look at it anyway. It's a good sized plant, but as I said, it doesn't look like it's going to produce edible fruits, and I don't suppose it ever will if it doesn't get irrigated. Anyway, on to the station. So I'm just walking on my way to Chelsea Physic garden, and you go past another avocado. No likelihood of ever seeing flowers or fruits on this one. It's a basement grown one, but it's kept cut very hard back to stop it getting out of control. Very large leaves. No idea what the genetic background is of it, but it looks very impressive. And if we cross over the road here, we can just have a look at a large loquat or loquat that grows in the square here. Let's have a look. Obviously no fruits on it this time of the year. I have seen it flower, but I can just see flower buds starting to emerge. These will be flower buds here. This will probably be flowering by late September, being it's a central London one. Yeah, you can see the flower buds are a bit more developed there. Probably does fruit, but I'm not here at the right time of year to see it fruit. Quite a good sized plant. Anyway, carry on with the journey to the Chelsea Physic garden. So here I am, just arriving at the Chelsea Physic garden, secretly hidden away. Obviously I'm going to have a bite to eat for lunch, and then we'll have a walk around. So ironically, I'm not sure I've ever been to the Chelsea Physic garden in what I call mid to late summer. I'm filming this obviously at the end of August, so I think we're going to see things in flower that I've never seen in flower here before, and potentially in fruit. Certainly with a lot of very unusual plants here. I'll probably go into the greenhouses first, because I find them particularly interesting. But I'll be stopping at the start in the video because I don't want to be running it continuously. Let's have a look at this, see if there's anything interesting tucked away in the corner here. Persea indica, that's another member of the avocado family. Not a Persea americana. Whether or not it's any hardier I don't know. So let's start by having a look in the first greenhouse. Look at these beautiful flowers here on this tree. There's some very unusual rare trees and shrubs here. Pandas are finished flowering. And these are the Pelargonium house. I'm going to go through into the tropical corridor, see what I can find of interest for you. Wow, it's humid in here. think the camera's going to mist up somehow. We will see. Water's absolutely dripping on me. Okay, so that's a Theobroma cow plant here, surviving nicely. No flowers or fruits on it. Apologies if the camera mists up. They normally flower on the stems, but I can't see any signs of flowers on them at all. If I see things of particular interest, obviously I'll show them to you.
I want this to be lovely. Maybe it's lovely. Maybe it's lovely carpet. Lovely.
I'm not going to do too much talking.
I'm going to go back that way.
I'll just show you what I can show you. Here's the white sapote plant, still alive. Don't think it likes the humidity in here somehow. Certainly no signs of any flowers or fruit. I think it's a little bit too humid for it.
This we have.
Frankly, my white sapote is larger than this one. Penthes or pitcher plant. Coffee plant there. As I said, it's really a bit too humid for some of these plants here because they're trying to mix what I call drier climate tropicals and humidity loving tropicals like the orchids, pitcher plants and stuff like that. Looks like there's a Vasconcelia there, cauliflora, one of the papaya family. It's actually got flowers on it, look like males to me, so that's probably not going to fruit. There's a strawberry guava here, Physic catleyanum. You can see how soft the leaves are, growing in this very, very humid area. No flowers on it. I think it's too humid in here for it, to be honest. Nevertheless, looking quite healthy. This one looks like the, I think this is the Jaboticaba, if I remember rightly. Yeah, Linnea. Brazilian grape tree. I would say this trunk is easily mature enough to flower. No signs of any flower growth on it. They've obviously cut it back several times to keep it within bounds. Still, nice to see the plant doing well here. Carry on. No flower on the Amorphophallus, just a huge leaf. I think when they flower, they might die off. So that's the little tropical walkthrough, and we're into the South African glasshouse now. Dry in here compared to the other one. Quick walk outside. Got some proteas here, so they keep it nice and dry. Obviously the perfect microclimate for lots of these plants. Proteas in flower, unfortunately, but never mind. Right, I shall pause the video. Just wanted to show you this fabulous sculpture. This sculpture actually goes round a rose. Very eye-catching. Rosa Brunonii. So you'll all know that the main reason I've come here, or normally come here, is to have a look at the citrus and see how they're doing. Citrus times aurantium. There's some fruit on it there. It's also got green fruit on it. So those fruit are ripening. Let's carry on over here. I know there's another citrus over here. Again, it's listed as citrus aurantium. This is in the grapefruit family. So if I open it up, you can see the fruits there developing, or really ripened nearly. And here's some smaller ones for next year. Now, in case you think these are grown outside unprotected, I've been here in winter and they actually wrap them. They wrap the whole trees to protect them. So although this is an incredibly sheltered garden, a microclimate, they are wrapped to protect them. So we're having a look at the pomegranates now. Not a particularly large fruited variety. This is about the same size as mine. Obviously this is a much more sheltered garden than my one. They do list this as nana. I don't think they're correct. I don't think it's a nana. The fruits are much too big. You can actually see them. That one's split open there. If you can see that. Lots of green fruits on it. This one is also listed as nana. Plenty of flowers on it still. Does look more like a nana because it's a much smaller plant, but nevertheless the fruits are bigger than I expected. And if I remember rightly, there's another one over here which never has any flowers or fruit on it because it's growing under another tree. Yeah, that is another pomegranate, and I think that shows it hasn't got a single fruit or flower on it, so that proves that they need to be out in a sunny position to have any chance of flowering and any chance of holding fruit. And we'll be having a look at another large specimen in a minute. Looking at the kiwi fruit now. Has got some fruits on it. Quite round and very small, and I wonder if that's Jenny. Let's see. No, according to the sign it says Solo actually. Don't know much about Solo, but it looks like Jenny because it is very small and round. And if we carry along here, there's another pomegranate. Got reasonable sized fruits on it. This one's definitely not nana. Look about the same size as the fruits on my tree. I've seen ripe ones on this one before because it's a particularly large. It's just called Punica granatum, so I'm guessing it's not a known name variety. But nevertheless, impressive to see them. Okay, I should pause the video. If I see something interesting, I'll start again. Nice to see the Luma apiculata in full flower here. And look, very unusual. It's actually a ripe berry on it. Don't normally see those. I think this one's the Luma apiculata. Let's have a look at the sign. Yep, Luma apiculata. Still flowering and fruits on it at the same time. Never actually got any fruits on mine, just flowers. Anyway, on to the next plant. Let's go have a quick look in the fernery now for anyone interested in ferns. Thomas More fernery. Funny enough, it's not as humid as the tropical house. It's nice and cool as well. I don't think there's any what I call tropical ferns. It'd be lovely to have a fernery in your garden if you had the space and money. Don't know if there's any fish in here. Obviously they aerate the water. Very impressive ferns. Fabulous. So I've now got as far as the jujube, and this is a good indication of why you don't want a seed grown plant and why you don't want a single jujube. They're not very self-fertile, but more to the point, where it has set fruits, they are tiny, no bigger than peas, nothing like the Lee jujube I've got in my garden. The tree's healthy and it's still got flowers on it. Plenty of flowers, and they're setting fruits, but oh, what's that horrible looking insect? They're setting fruits, but the fruits are tiny. I can't see anything bigger than pea sized. Next to it is a quince. Look at the size of these quince fruits. Whatever variety this is, this has got huge fruits on it. And next to the quince is a sweet chestnut. But the jujube is very, very poor. No fruits to speak of on it at all, so I feel quite pleased now about my one in a pot that's actually doing quite well. In a minute we're going to have a look at the avocado. So we're back with the avocado now. Not a very vigorous tree, this one, for whatever reason. It's not particularly large, even though it's in a very sheltered garden. It's obviously a seedling. I certainly won't have a grafted tree here. It does have a few fruits on it. Let's have a look. I'll show you this one underneath here. You can see an avocado there. Most likely a Hass seedling, but you can't assume that. It has got quite a few fruits set on it. Mostly they're that size or a little bit bigger. If you look underneath here, you might be able to see. I've been here before and I've seen the fruits a little bit bigger. They seem to be eaten by the squirrels, but it hasn't got a good fruit set on it. Obviously it is self-fertile, but fairly low percentage of fruits. Looking around, I can only really see a few dozen fruits on the whole tree, which is not a lot. Small leaved. Don't know if I can smell the leaves or not at all. Let's see. No aniseed on it. I'm fairly sure you can assume it'll be a Hass seedling. Show you the overall size of the tree if you're interested. Probably about 20 feet tall by about maybe 20 to just over 20 feet tall by about 20 feet wide, but never seems to grow much. Maybe it's not in the ideal position, but as I said, it does produce fruits, but they're not very impressive looking, and the leaves are small, so maybe it's a bit stunted. Anyway, that's the avocado. I'll quickly show you this. I think they're pineapple flowers, not pineapple as in the fruit, but eucomis, I think. And next to it, I would say some kind of a butylon. Very pretty. Funny thing I've never seen in this garden is I don't think I've ever seen a Feijoa or pineapple guava. They may have one, but I haven't come across it as yet. But it's quite a large garden. If I show you, when you look around, they're quite extensive gardens, so it would be quite easy to miss would be quite easy to miss a pineapple graffer. One last shot before I leave the garden. Lovely ornamental seed pods. I forget what this tree is called, I'll have to look at the label. Colruytia paniculata, if I'm looking at the right label. Fabulous display. Look at those. Covered in them. Nice thing about this garden, there's a large amount of butterflies here. Which is one thing we're missing in a lot of gardens. Anyway, that was the Chelsea Physic garden. I'm not going to quite end the video here. I'm going to stop this bit because I might be going to look at another avocado tree, in which case I'll round off the video with that. There's one at the Barbican which I thought had died, and I believe it's now alive, so I'll update you on that. Very quickly before I leave, I forgot to feature one of the largest and oldest grapefruit trees in the south of England. Actually looks very sickly. You can see it's got quite a lot of fruits on it, but they're very small, and it's got new green fruits on it. The plant looks very sickly. I don't know if it's drought or lack of food, I'm not sure, but it's certainly not very impressive. But next to it, which is looking healthy, can't see any sign that it's ever had any beans on it or flowers, but that's a carob. That's the carob bean tree there. Can't get close to it because it's in a fenced off part of the garden, but it is a carob and it's looking very healthy, very sheltered position. Whether or not it ever flowers remains to be seen. Perhaps I'll have to come at a different time of the year. Anyway, I'll stop the video here, and if I do go to Barbican to look at the other avocado, I'll finish the video off with that. Guys, I had to come and film this tree to finish the video. Now, this avocado tree, when I last saw this 2 years ago, it looked totally dead. There wasn't a single leaf anywhere on the whole tree, and I was convinced it had died from whatever disease, dried out, cold damage, whatever, but it appeared to be totally dead. And then recently I drove past it and saw it covered in leaves again, so I just thought to finish the video of my little trip out today that I would come and show it. Now, I'm not going to say it's the healthiest looking avocado tree I've ever seen. It's not as fully leaved as, say, the Julienne that I showed earlier in the video, but nevertheless the tree is very much back alive, which is a lovely surprise. It's got a very heavy trunk. Probably doesn't help to have that ivy on it. That won't be doing it any good, but I guess no one's going to come and remove the ivy. Zero sign of any fruits. Don't know if it's ever flowered. It's probably about 35 to 40 feet tall, but the main thing is it's alive, and I thought that would be a good way to finish the video for anybody who's watched this far. So thanks for watching. Please give me a thumbs up, share the video of course, subscribe to my channel, and remember to click on the bell if you would like to know when new videos come out. I hope you enjoyed this. See you all soon. Breath out for now.